Hello and welcome back to the Lowdown with me, Bees. This week's special guests are Taylor and Ben from the Pretty Reckless. Here they are. Bees, and I'm on the Lowdown with Taylor and Ben from the Pretty Reckless. How's it going?
Going well.
It's going well.
So, going to hell, like we're recording this like the week it's out. Have you had much feedback from fans so far?
Yeah, it's been great.
Killer.
You never know what to expect, so it's exciting.
Like, I hadn't realised, but it's been, like, I knew it'd been a while, because, like, I remember you playing Download was quite a while ago, but, like, I didn't realise it had been 4 years between records. Is that, can you think you can hear that growth between that? Because it's a more confident record, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can definitely hear. I mean, I wrote the first record was 14, 15 with you, and then this one 19, 20, so it's older.
That must be brutal lyrically as well,
we,
like reading back that.
Well, no, I still love the first record, but
Yeah.
we're excited to get to play new material finally.
I was just thinking about poetry I wrote when I was 15 and how awkward that would be to have read that a couple of years later, that's all.
No, we still like the first record a lot.
Yeah.
Sure. Like the new.
I mean, I like the new
Yeah.
record. We like the new record better, but
Yeah.
of course. No, I think we toured Light Me Up for so long that we became a really tight unit as a band, and that kind of is reflected on this record. It's very stripped down production-wise, very raw.
And the guys were telling me before we started rolling, your studio was destroyed by a hurricane while recording this record.
Yeah.
Like, not your average story. Like, how was that? Like, did you manage to recover any stuff, or like how much did that halt the recording of the record? I think a hurricane will do that, basically.
Sure.
Yeah, it sucked.
Of all the jokes I've ever made about things that would be too soon, this is still too soon.
Oh,
So
really?
when someone destroys your guitars and so, it's anything that it was really devastating.
I can well imagine.
But we moved on, and it was.
We actually wrote the song Going to Hell in that break of trying to rebuild everything.
Cool.
So we got a song out of it.
Swings and roundabouts. So, is there, like, do you remember much about the first time you played Download Festival?
A lot.
A lot, actually.
Yeah?
One of the festivals we actually remember the most of.
Yeah.
Amazing. What stage were you guys on? If you
We were on the main stage.
Oh, killer.
Yeah, it was great, and it was pouring rain. Everyone was covered in mud and soaking
You were talking
wet.
to Rob Zombie.
Oh, no way.
Rob Zombie and.
Guar's giant.
Oh yeah, I got to.
Phallic.
I
suit.
got to hold on to his nice.
Yeah, there's a good photograph
Nice big
of that.
demon dick.
Yeah, is it as rough as it looks? Like Odorous. I'm going to ask it. I'm allowed, right? Odorous's dong looks rough as hell.
Probably not as rough as it looks, but I still wouldn't want it in me.
Fair point. So, you're on the road with Fall Out Boy at the minute, and the guys were saying that you've been dropping like half the new record into the set. Is it like that level of confidence with the record? Is to just like throw the new material in there?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've got kind of a short set, and you know, it's funny because when we used to open for people, it was you need to play longer, and we only had one record, and we're like, well, we're already playing everything, and on this tour because we have enough material, we can kind of switch up the set every night, which keeps it fun.
Cool. Like, does it feel a little bit like you guys are less of a curiosity on a second record? It's not like that chick from that show's band. Like it became, like on a second record, it's like, well, it wasn't just a one-off thing. Like it's a serious band.
Less than that, but,
Yeah.
but I
It
don't know
still
if we really
exists
think
a little bit, but we don't really think of it like that.
Yeah.
It's a very small bubble. The world of a musician is a very small bubble.
Does it feel like things like Download Festival, like when you're put in front of people that like wouldn't necessarily come to a Pretty Reckless show, like it means that like this is like where you can dispel that kind of thing and like kind of show that you're a real bag? 'Cause if there's people there that like wouldn't go to a Pretty Reckless show that.
Well, that's what's fun about opening and fun about the festivals. Especially the festivals that are here are awesome because the fans are there just because they love music. So, you know, they're there to kind of see everyone and take in the whole experience. So you get to play to a really kind of eclectic crowd, which
But you're
is...
not going on stage thinking I gotta make a point.
No, we're just walking on and playing.
Yeah,
We're just
it's
like,
fun.
dude, if you like it, cool. If you
Hope you
don't,
play it well.
that's
That's
fine.
what
Yeah. You just hope you don't
Last
suck
thing you
that
think
day.
Oh, fine. So when you look at the touring itinerary, is Download always like something that like really stands out?
Yeah.
Biggest rock festival in England and whatnot.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, on that note, come back for more. These guys are going to be answering your questions. Welcome back to the Lowdown with the Pretty Reckless. Hannah Francis asks, are you superstitious at all, or are there any odd things you believe?
I'm a connoisseur of the superstitious world, and I think as I get older, I don't think it's real.
I'm sorry, Bigfoot's not real.
I don't think there's
then.
no Bigfoot. I don't think there's a Loch Ness monster. I'm sorry.
Would you walk under a ladder?
I wouldn't walk under a ladder. So there's a superstition to me is a little different than you.
That's not because of superstition. That's just because the ladder actually might fall on you.
Fair. Would you worry if you broke a mirror?
No, I just answered the question if the word was supernatural. Let's change the word to supernatural.
That's fine.
Nothing's.
Dan Twinning asks, it's a really exciting time for girls in rock right now. Are there any other female-fronted rock bands you think we should check out? Good question.
That is a good question. There's a
Again, you tend to live in that bubble on the road where you don't hear a lot of
new music.
You flick through it, but you don't get necessarily the names of everything.
Shall I answer this one then?
Yeah, please do.
Hailstorm. Check out Hailstorm.
There's Hailstorm, which is the other.
Erin says, who's Pikachu on Twitter, nice, says, what's the most reckless thing you've done?
Nothing I'm going to tell you on television.
It's a fair point, yeah, the police will be after you. Sabrina asks, what's been the highlight of your career thus far?
Finishing this record. I think it's our greatest accomplishment to date, and we're certainly proud of it, so going to hell.
Killer. Right, Ryan Margreaves says, have you got any irrational phobias? I've got a friend who's afraid of lattice pies. That's right, specifically lattice pies. What's a lattice pie, Al?
It's a pie that's got like the lines of pastry like crisscross.
Oh, right, there you go. So if you didn't get that, it's the pies that are crisscrossed, like on the top.
That is a rational fear.
I'm afraid.
Ali, can you come here for a second? Just come here for 1 second, because I have a good fear.
Pressure's on.
But just so the camera can see here, lean down right next to this guy. This is the band Mom Ali, and she's terrified of wet leaves.
Really?
Terrified.
Any sort of wet leaf.
And if you put them on her, she freaks out.
She freaks out.
Unbelievable.
Thank you for sharing that.
All right, so you don't think that you're going to get away with it. What's yours now? You've dragged
I have a fear
her
of
in.
everything,
Oh, really?
so,
Mine's
yeah,
police horses.
Police horses.
Police horses, just specifically police horses.
Wow. The police is definitely one for me.
Yeah,
but
please, the horses, they're real cute.
What's your favourite thing about England? Says Guillermo Cervantes.
Music.
Sorry,
The
Music.
The
Yeah.
You guys win. You
Yeah.
have all the best bands.
Top 3 British bands.
Beatles, Zeppelin,
The Who.
The Who,
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Should we keep going?
Right. Here we go. I Am Collie says, was there ever any pressure to take on a pop route musically rather than rock, which you wanted to follow?
I mean, there's definitely always people who try to push you in one direction or the other. To me, it's never really an option because as soon as your vision gets taken out of your hands, it's no longer your vision, and then I don't see the point. So, so it was never a problem for me. But there's always people who are trying to, pull you in different directions.
Yes, but it's greeted by a middle finger.
Yes, it is. It takes a lot of fighting to see your vision through the way you want.
Awesome. Guillermo Cervantes is back again to ask, do either of you like James Bond films?
Yes.
James Bond.
Yeah?
Super love James Bond.
I hate James Bond.
It's the other thing.
Yeah, right? I should be...
How can you
The
hate
other thing that's
James
great
Bond?
about
National
London is when you're
heritage thing.
driving down the streets of London, everybody who drives by you looks like James Bond. It feels like a James Bond movie all the time.
Not
It's
see me on a
awesome.
Saturday night, mate.
You wanted to switch your pass, so it had the 007.
Oh yeah.
Jade Reckless asks, what's your favourite movie?
I have a bunch, but probably currently The Shining. I'm a big Stanley Kubrick fan.
Blinding start. Ben?
You?
I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite movie.
You're not going to say
Maybe
What? The Lord of the Rings? Is that
The
what
Lord of
you're
the
gonna
Rings, The Avengers, or...
say? Whatever. Lord of the Rings. The first
you
one.
make me feel like a total girl by saying The Shining when mine's True Romance. Gutted. Mari asks, what question are you sick and tired of getting asked? What's it like to be a girl in a band?
Sure. I don't know, all of them. Just listen to the records.
They're all pretty similar.
They're all pretty
Cool.
similar.
If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would you choose?
John Lennon.
Explains the shape of your glasses.
Yes. big Lennon fan. He's got the Lennon jacket on.
I don't know. Dinner's a commitment, you know?
It is a commitment.
Yeah.
Who do you really want to sit there with? It's actually a deeper question than you think.
And if you don't know them, what if they're an arse?
Right,
And then
what
you've got to
if-
sit through the whole
Yes.
of dinner, especially if it's like 3 courses.
So I don't know.
Katharina Veronica says, what was the first song you wrote for Going to Hell?
What?
That's a good question. Sweet Things.
Sweet Things, yeah.
Like, what made you put your first single out? What made you pick that specific song?
Well, it was the title track of the record,
Yeah.
so it seemed fitting.
Yeah.
And we like it.
Good a reason as any. Which song off the Going to Hell album is the most important one to you?
They're all.
Anything that stands out lyrically that you're particularly proud of?
I mean, they're all equally. I would say it's like writing songs. It's like picking a favorite kid. It's kind of impossible.
You put so much into each one of them. There's no.
You can't. But I know we all really enjoy playing Sweet Things live. We've had a lot of fun with that one. So.
Cool. Which song was the most difficult one to write for Going to Hell?
I don't know, because they all come from different places at different times. Like, so they're all equal. It's the same thing. They're all equally as difficult. You never know where inspiration is going to come from. So you're, sitting there torturing
They all
yourself.
get 100% of your investment when they're in front of you. So it's.
Cool. What keeps you motivated? Smiley face.
Music.
Music.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's awesome.
Are you inspired a lot by the bands that you tour with and stuff as well?
Yeah. I mean,
Sure. Well, for hanging out with musicians is the camaraderie of it is fun. I mean, that's a big part of it.
Do you do a lot of that at festivals as well? Because we're someone says something like Download, where there's all those people you mentioned earlier, like
Yeah, we seek
meeting
out
zombies.
everyone that we want.
Yeah,
to meet
no,
at
yeah.
festivals.
That's what's fun about it too. It's just a bunch of bands hanging out backstage.
We
and
punch down doors to meet people. If we want to.
Have you looked who's on your day yet at Download? Or is it just a case of turning up on a day?
Download. There's a bunch of them, so I'm kind of I'm confused.
Loath to say just one.
Well, we're on a bunch of festivals too, so I'm trying to remember who's on what.
Who's on what?
But
Okay.
Good bands, I'm sure.
But Download's the best, of course.
Of course. Andy Holloway says, was You Make Me Want to Die written about one person in particular?
No, it was kind of loosely based on a Romeo and Juliet-esque type story.
Third person stuff rather than yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Ems Riot says, have you ever had a near-death experience? Morbid.
I almost drowned once.
Really?
Yeah, in the ocean. That sucked. I didn't.
Can we get context on that?
I got caught in a cross current.
Wow.
Got washed all the way down. But
How'd you get saved?
I just came up.
And then I just came out.
And then I just came up from the water. It was fine. But
Just Jesting says, if you were reincarnated as an animal, which animal would it be?
I think it'd be pretty awesome to be a bird, because you could fly, and we can't do that.
That's a fair point.
I'd be a cat.
It
Cats
really
don't
would
care.
be a cat.
Cats don't care.
I'd be a penguin because they've got a cool walk. Have you ever had any weird or creepy experiences on tour?
Well, yes.
Going back to the supernatural.
Back to where the supernatural doesn't exist, but everyone else thinks it does. I purchased the hypothetical, later to be learned not true, but Jeffrey Dahmer, one of his last victim, was taken to a hotel in Minneapolis, is it?
Right.
Milwaukee.
Minneapolis. Sorry.
Milwaukee.
And I got the room. I read everybody.
It was around Halloween.
Right.
I read everyone the story, and then
fishing.
everybody who took a shower in the shower room. It was a
Had some
shower room
weird
for everybody.
experience.
Had some weird experience with the shower with handprints going on. Everyone's filming everything. It was a little creepy. I won't lie.
I swear you still were fucking with us, because there was a handprint on the wall when I got out.
I wasn't, but
Wow. It's a good story. I like that. Ashley2107 said, which member of the band is the most mischievous? Have you pulled any great pranks on tour?
we have a no physical pranks rule.
Emotional jokes.
Emotional jokes.
pummeling
Right.
is
Pummeling
fine, but
is what you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
And it has to be brutal.
But nothing physical.
Nothing physical.
No physical
No.
jokes.
Our stage manager is
No
the most
flour and
efficient.
eggs. No.
No.
What can't you live without on tour?
Water.
Water.
It's a fair choice, especially like I'm glad that you got over your phobia of drowning.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a phobia. It just happened.
I just
once.
nearly drowned.
I really like the ocean.
Catch the Pretty Reckless second headliners on the second stage on the Sunday night of this year's Download Festival.